is good, y'all? It's your boy Ty back here with another video. And in this video today, guys, we're going to be doing and going over our NBA 2K23 MyTEAM Awards of Season 5. So, what does this exactly mean? What does this entail? So, in Season 5, guys, we saw a bunch of different cards, a bunch of different content. We're going to be doing the rewards for that. So, who was the defensive player of the season? Who was, the most inconsistent? That is what this video is going to entail. Now, before we dive any further into it, if you are new to the channel, do love MyTEAM content, man, please smash that subscribe button. We're on the road towards 120,000 subscribers. So, I'm going to start off today with our cheesiest card of Season 5. Now, we got to start with Tacko Fall, okay? And I know that Tacko Fall is not a card some people like, but I'm so tired of people saying, Tacko's not good, just look at his stats. Man, if you guys don't realize that his stats don't show how good the card truly is, I'm gonna get mad. The card is absolutely immaculate. 7'6", good release, can knock down the 3-ball, can get every badge in the game. Although, he doesn't come with a lot, so he is maxed out pretty early on. Tacko's elite in MyTEAM. And then you get Tracy McGrady and Terry Dishinger. Now, it's a preference who you guys like more between between T-Mac. I personally think T-Mac's better, but that doesn't mean Terry isn't more cheesy because he's obviously got the the slide, which a lot of people do love. All three of these guys are probably my top 3 cards in the game right now. All 3 are really cheesy, but for me, it's Tacko Fall. I think it's hard to debate against Tacko being the cheesiest card in the game, considering he's 7'6". Next up, the defensive player of the season between 3 guys. We're going to start off with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I mean, here's the deal, guys. If you look at the stats and badges of Kareem, there's not many people that can do what he can do. Okay, there's just not. He's 7'2". If you want to play him at power forward, that's fine. If you want to play him at center, that's fine. I mean, as far as defensive specific, he's absolutely incredible. Then let's look at the point guard, Jimmy Butler, who a lot of people like is their best point guard in my team, me included right now. And a lot of that is because his defense, right? If you want a guy to guard T-Mac, to guard Terry, I feel like Jimmy Butler might be your best option, your best answer. That's why he's up for this award. Last is Tacko Fall. Again, he's 7'6". I feel like Tacko Fall is the only guy that we got this entire season that can guard him or Yao, right? You can say Markey, you can say, maybe Kareem, all these other guys. Tacko can get you paint stops. He's 7'6". I'm sorry. He's our defensive player of the season as well. And I know a lot of you guys are going to hate me for it. I don't make the rules. He's our defensive player of the season. Next, our most overrated. I know Kareem was just up for the defensive player of the season, but he is still massively overrated. I mean, the fact that people were paying $2 million MT when this card came out is just absolutely ridiculous. And I mean, that's really my basis for it, right? You can't say that people are paying $2 million, locking in $2 million for a card and them not be a top, 2 card at their respective position. To me, he's overrated. Then Kobe Bryant. I mean, look, Kobe is extremely good in my team, right? I get that. But people are paying, still to this day, ridiculous prices for him. Just get Tracy McGrady if you're going to spend $700K on a card. Kobe is okay, but again, definitely not worth the price. And then last is the Diamond Boban. And I mean, I feel like he's overrated because of the hype. People thought he'd get a 3-ball and have decent speed and be that Yao and Tacko stopper. I hate to tell you guys, Boban's not even close to that. Like, Boban is the definition of an overhyped card in my team if I have ever seen one. For me, it's Boban by far. The card is an absolute dumpster fire, and it's crazy to me that people were actually expecting this card to be somewhat decent because he is absolutely horrible. Our next award is the most underrated player of a season 5 in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM. We're going to start off with the moments, Troydan Prince. And I know that a lot of you guys are going to say, oh my gosh, of course he's up for this award. Ty's just a biased Timberwolves fan. If you know on Troydan Prince, you know his release, absolutely incredible. He's from the token market, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have tokens that you need to use anyways. Card is pretty solid in my team. Then Pink Diamond, Big Al Horford. Again, if you know how watch my Nobody's Pet, you know what Al gets into. I absolutely love him at that shooting guard position. 6'10", decent release, plays good defense, just incredible all the way around. And then Pink Diamond Cam Reddish, right? I feel like this card is kind of getting slept on, and it's why he's on this most underrated list. Because look, you think of Cam Reddish being so hyped up. Nobody's really hyping up this Cam Reddish card anymore, but the card is still extremely good. So for me, that is why he does deserve to be nominated for this most underrated card award. For me, it's Big Al. I mean, you think about the out of position set. People would talk about Scotty Barnes. People would talk about Luke Walton. People would talk about Alperen Sengun. People would talk about everybody besides Al Horford, who is one of the best cards in that entire set. Next up, guys, we're going to talk about our best takeover card that we did get this season in the Bracket Busters whole event. Here's the deal, guys. You could make a case for any of the pink diamonds. You know, Ed Pickney. You could go Justin Jackson. I put Jared Jeffries up here because he's really good and has a good frame. Charlie Villanueva is also one of the better ones we saw. Then the Galaxy up with Sam Decker I put up here as well. Just because his release is absolutely chick in my team. And again, I feel like he deserves to be nominated. But then obviously you got the Galaxy Opal, who Glenn Rice, who if you logged in every day for, not even every day, as long as you logged in basically 5 days per week, you got the Glenn Rice. And I mean, it's not even close. Let's be honest with ourselves, guys. Glenn Rice is our best takeover reward card that we saw this season by a landslide. Like, it's not close. This is one of the best shooting guards in our entire game. Then we got our best RNG card. Now, I do gotta say, all 4 of these RNG cards are extremely good. I gotta get that out because all 4 of these cards can play at the highest level, especially if you have the duo with Billy Knight and Mike Bantam. That changes things a little bit. For me though, I mean, I personally think one of these cards is above the rest. And again, I feel like the newer cards are better than the older cards. So I think Purvis Ellison and Danny Ferry are a little bit better than Billy Knight and Mike Bantam, but that's all up for debate, right? If you got any of these, they can play for you. For me though, I give it to Purvis Ellison, right? I'm pretty sure I ranked him number 1 on my small forward tier list, and he is actually that good. I love Purvis Ellison in my team. When I've used the card, I've been nothing but impressed. But again, if you want to, hype up Danny Ferry, Billy Knight, I have no problem if you guys rank them high either, because all 4 of these cards are extremely, extremely good in my team. Next award is our budget MVP. Now, I raised the stakes on this a little bit because basically this season we didn't see anything below a pink diamond. So I basically said, 25k MT or under is basically budget at this stage. First guy, Luke Walton. You want a budget point guard in my team, you're not going to get much better than that pink diamond Luke Walton. I mean, his stats, badges, animations, he is one of the most complete budget cards in the entire game. Pink Diamond, Big Al, you need a shooting guard. Look no further than Big Al Horford. The card is absolutely incredible in my team. Good release, great defensive player. I just, as an overall card, am a big fan of what he provides for you. And then Alexei Pokusevski up next. I don't know about you guys, but I've been using Poku lately. And he is one of my best players on my No Money Spent squad as it stands right now. And again, the card's gotten pretty cheap with super packs, with obviously the high res packs. He's gotten pretty cheap. I think 25, 20k at this stage, getting really, really cheap. So for me, all 3 of these guys are great. And if you're looking for budget players to build around, these 3 are a great start. For me, Poku is the answer. 7 feet tall, plays good D, offensively has a smooth release. My budget MVP. Next award is our Mr. Inconsistent of Season 5. We got all small forward, power forwards here. Let's start with Jonathan Bender. I love Jonathan Bender with all my heart. I mean, he's my small forward on my Xbox account, and he would be my small forward on the No Money Spent if he was a little bit cheaper. But there's no denying if you don't play the game a ton, which I honestly right now don't play a ton with Bender, his release is hard to get the hang of because it's the tray upper, man. That's hard to get the hang of it, and I do struggle with this sometimes. Bill Russell, he's on here. Why? He literally is the reason I lost versus Splashy on current gen. I could not green a shot with Bill Russell. You think, oh, Bill's got that smooth release. No, I hate that Jokic type release, and I know a lot of people love it. I can't stand it because I can't green consistently with it. And then Danny Ferry up last. I can't tell you how many people cannot green with Danny Ferry. I don't struggle that much with his release anymore. I've kind of gotten the hang of it. But so many people get Danny Ferry and are like, man, I just want my Tim Thomas back. I'm not in that boat, but I just know a lot of people really do struggle with that Danny Ferry release. So if that's you, don't feel like it's just you. You know, a lot of people are struggling with it. For me, though, Mr. Inconsistent, Mr. Inconsistent has to go to a Danny Ferry just because the amount of people that have gotten him and have struggled with that release is just kind of eye-opening. Next award is our MVP of Season 5. I think the 3 candidates are pretty easy. Maybe you could argue Jimmy Butler deserved a spot as a candidate. But I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, right? I feel like these 3 cards and Yao are our best 4 cards in my team. You can rank them in any order, to be honest with you. I really think, you could have Yao at number 1, you could have Terry at number 1, and I think you can make the case for every one of them. T-Mac, Terry, obviously they're your 2 best primary ball handlers in the entire game. 2 best creators, have basically really good releases, both of them do. And then you got Tacko, who is 7'6", who for the average person playing my team can keep them in the game. For me, though, my MVP is Tracy McGrady. I prefer Tracy to T-Mac, or I prefer Tracy to Terry. I know a lot of people prefer Terry. That's just not me. But I think, again, you can make the case for any 3 of these guys, and I would not have a problem with it. Our next thing here is our all pink diamond team. So I got rid of the all Amy and all diamond team because that would have just been filled up with bracket busters cards who aren't very good. In packs, always saw his pink diamond and up. Starting with point guard Luke Walton. Again, you could make a case maybe for Matisse Thybulle, who is really, really solid. Maybe, some other cards. But Luke Walton is really solid in general. At the shooting guard, we're going Al Horford. Again, you can go with a couple of different options here. We do got a lot of good pink diamond shooting guards. But Big Al definitely stole my heart. Small forward position, Jonathan Bender. I told you guys before, and I'll say it again. I prefer him to Poku, but if you want to plug in Poku, I've got no problem with it. I just slightly prefer Jonathan Bender at that small forward. Power forward, easiest guy to plug in there is Tacko Fall. I mean, he is a shoe-in at that power forward position. And then at the center position, we went with Dino Raja. If you want to plug in James Wiseman, if you want to plug in Eddie Curry, if you want to plug in even Mark Eaton to run alongside Tacko, I don't have a problem, and I'm not going to argue against any of those. For me, Dino takes the cake, though, at our center position. Next up, guys, our all Opal team, starting with Şengün at the point guard position. Again, if you want to plug in Scotty Barnes, do what you got to do. I'm just not a believer in a Scotty Barnes, especially if I got Ricky Davis at the 2 who's going to handle the ball 24/7 anyways. I just need a point guard who plays decent enough defense for me. At the 3, Purvis Ellison, again, my favorite RNG card, but we do have Danny Ferry at the 4. I feel like my all pink diamond team would beat the all Opal team, especially in the front court with Evan Mobley at the 5. It's kind of crazy. I went through all the Galaxy Opal centers, and maybe I'm missing somebody, but I was not impressed with most of the Galaxy Opal centers that we have seen this season. Mobley plays decent defense. He'll hold it down at the center position. And then our all dark matter team. I had to find a way to get Tracy McGrady and Terry Dishinger both in the squad. Whether you want to put Terry at the 2, T-Mac at the 2, and the other at the 3, doesn't matter to me. Both deserve a spot on here. Alongside Jimmy Butler at the point guard, Dikembe at the 4, with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at the 5. That is going to wrap it up for our Season 5 award video, guys. Hopefully each and every guys did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new to as always, man. I love you guys, and have a blessed day.